Entrepreneurs, the only person that's willing to work 100 hours for himself so he doesn't have to work 40 hours for someone else.
What is financial secure?
So in the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Financially Secure, what it means is you can replace your income from your job from passive income. So when I read the book, I was like in my young teens. I started studying real estate when I was 14. I started buying real estate when I was 19. And I was making about $2,300 a month, $2,300 a month. And back, what am I now, 37? 18 years ago, basically half my life ago, $2,300 was a decent amount. You weren't rich, but for being a minority, I wasn't born in this country, $2,300 back then was nice. I had enough to just take care of myself as a single guy. So $2,300 it is. I'm gonna get $2,300 in passive income. Back then, it was like a 2-bedroom was $600 in rent, lower middle income. Actually really like, it was more upper, lower income, you know? And I would buy those type of duplexes. I bought a duplex, 19, each side was like $550, $600. Fixed it up, rented them out, was able to make $100 a month in profit. And that was decent back then, $100 a month per door. So I got the duplex, I was making $200. Then I got another one, another $200. Then I got a 7-unit and another and another. So by the time I was 23, I was able to get 23 units and each one was generating me roughly $100 a month. And that was gonna give me financial freedom because I no longer had to work. And that's what Robert considers financially free. You can quit your job, you have enough passive income to replace your job.
So you don't have to like kill yourself to try to make a living, basically.
Well, as an entrepreneur, when you first start, you kill yourself to become financially free, right? It's entrepreneurs, the only person that's willing to work 100 hours for himself so he doesn't have to work 40 hours for someone else. It is a lot of work, but everything is a lot of work, right?
Yeah, and
everything's a lot of work.
I heard somebody say that, it was like a YouTube video, but he was saying that everything, when you're gonna start a business or do anything, you always talk about the negatives and the risks and all that. But everything in life is a risk. For me, the moment you were born, it was a risk. You know?
Yeah.
Walking on the road is a risk. Driving down the street is a risk. Flying is a risk. Everything is a risk, but are you willing to take that risk?
Yes. And one of the factors that I think Robert also puts on is that when we're teaching people, or when they're not being taught, they should be taught to be able to have self-belief. Most people don't believe in themselves. They believe in the school system, they believe in the government's supposed to help them, they believe someone else is supposed to help them so they can survive. Well, if you have that mindset, are you ever gonna try to open up your own business? You can think you're gonna say, I can't do it. And the second you start talking that way, you're not even gonna try. Now what entrepreneurs do, they have a belief that, hey, I'm gonna be able to figure it out eventually. And they try, and they try, and they try. And eventually from all those tries and failures, you figure out what not to do, and then you just do what you're supposed to do. Which that's why it's important to get a mentor. Because the mentor is gonna tell you all the things that you shouldn't do so you can avoid trying those options. You can fast track the mistakes to the success. That's why it's important to always keep a mentor, even when you're successful. Because what can happen is, if you never make the mistakes, you might later, once you become successful or have money, you might then make those mistakes. For example, people that win the lotto. People that win the lotto fast track the work it takes to get the money. So they don't understand the process and the trial and error and learning from your mistakes. They just, bam, have the money. Because of that, they have this thing that they don't know how to control. And because they don't know how to control it, they make all the baby mistakes that a beginning level individual would make as they're building their financial freedom.
At a smaller level, you'd make that mistake, but when you have all that money, you make bigger mistakes.
Yes, because, you know, oh, I have $1 million, I'll go buy $1 million house. That makes no sense, especially if you're gonna get a loan on it. How are you gonna make the monthly payments? Because you're not gonna get $1 million every single year from the lotto. They don't understand that concept. And that makes sense because they never learned it. It can be learned. Financial freedom is a learned skill. I learned these skills. I wasn't born with it. Powerlifting is a learned skill that I learned through the years. All these are learned skills. Now the difference is having the mindset to say, I'm going to learn this. I'm gonna learn these skills instead of, well, I'm just gonna watch TV and do all these activities that's kind of just feeding me and entertaining me, but not providing me any value. So I used to like watching anime when I was younger, when it was not popular. Now it's like super popular. Now it was nice for a while to watch, but a lot of the shows are not gonna really teach you anything, right? Now some of the shows, if you're watching Dragon Ball Z, it's gonna motivate you. You're gonna wanna go hit the gym. So, you gotta keep in mind that, you know, you're choosing your life. You're choosing to watch these things and learn these things that are gonna teach you, and that those things are gonna add value, and that you have power in your hands to use those skills to then better yourself. But all of that comes down to faith. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in God that He's gonna be able to help you. And there's times when I didn't have faith in myself. I said, God, you can do anything, so you can help me with this. This is nothing for you. And I'm very thankful that it actually worked out. Right? When I bought my 7 unit, I was like 21 years old. It was a 7 unit. On paper, there was no reason that I can qualify. I didn't have the down payment. I couldn't qualify for a commercial loan. All of these things that I would need to check off the box to be able to get this loan, none of them fit me. And I was literally going in front of the property. I was looking at the property, and I was like, God, you could do anything. Show me how to do this. And He showed me how to do it. And I was just like blown away. I bought the 7 unit, and to this day, I bought that. I was 21. I'm 37 now. It's been like 16 years. The best property I ever bought. Best returns, best upside, best everything.
Is it 7 unit?
Is a 7 unit in downtown Dunedin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's next to the baseball stadium.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a prime location.
It's a prime location. Yeah.
Okay.